Hi, I'm Cate St Hill. We're in the middle of renovations. It's a bit dusty, but why don't you come in and I'll show you around. So this is a project we've been planning for a long time. We bought the house 6 years ago with planning permission, but we needed to raise enough money to do the extension. So then we waited a bit until we could remortgage, and then we submitted planning in 2020, just as lockdown hit and just as I had a baby. So it sort of got put on the back burner a bit, prices really rose, and we had to scale back our designs a little bit, adapt them to suit our budget, and finally in the end of 2022, we managed to find a really great builder who could do it to our budget. And then it was sort of all systems go, and after all this waiting, we could finally get going, and that was the really exciting bit. So we're getting to the decorating stage, and it's the time to make some decisions on paint colours, which is always the exciting bit. I'm choosing between some very similar neutrals, but I want a calm, neutral backdrop where I can add the texture, the life, the interest through accessories, art, furniture, plants, books. So I'm going to test these out on A4 pieces of paper because I find that's the easiest way to see them, and then you can pin them up around the room, see the different light conditions, and you can move them, and it really helps get a sense of the colour. These all look very similar, but I promise you they're completely different when you get them in different lights, and it's all about finding the right one for the light conditions in the space. So I'm very inspired by the pared back aesthetic of Japanese and Scandinavian design. So that really influenced the material palette which I developed for the extension, from the beautiful cork flooring which adds some neutral texture to the pale off-white walls and all the little details and touch points which really make a house a home. The white plug sockets and switches which have a really satisfying click when you touch them and turn them on, to the lights which create a cosy atmosphere when we're in the space. I've always wanted to do a project like this, having studied architecture, so it's a bit of a dream of mine to finally be in the space, and it feels like a completely different home. It doesn't feel like the same space. We've almost doubled the size of the downstairs, and it's so beautiful and light. I can't quite believe it's ours. It's really a dream come true. So we've added a double-storey extension to our Victorian terraced house, taking it from a 2-bed to a 3-bed. Before, the bathroom was downstairs, which had a bit of an awkward layout. So now we've moved the bathroom upstairs and created a much better connection with the outside. So there's this fusion between the interior and the exterior. We've got our cosy living room, which creates this fluid set of spaces, to a more flexible space at the back, which we can really make our own depending on our needs. We're two creative freelancers, so we work from home, so we might work from the dining table. I might move all the furniture out the way and shoot some photography for what I do for my job. So I really wanted to create a space which wasn't defined by labels. It's not a living room, it's not a dining room. It's adaptable and can evolve with our needs. It's a north-facing house, but actually with the doors and the windows and the skylight, it doesn't feel like it's north-facing at all, and we have this beautiful green backdrop where we're not overlooked, so at some moments you don't even feel like you're in the middle of London. We're in zone 2, but it feels like a quiet retreat from the world. This room is multi-purpose and works hard for our lifestyle today. We have a 2-year-old daughter, so at the moment there's plenty of space for her to run around. We can put her toys away and hide them away, and in the evening it becomes a calm retreat for us to enjoy a quiet moment with a glass of wine. With a built-in bench seat which wraps around to form the window seat, it just creates a less rigid, more informal feel, so you feel like you can really relax, lean back, put your feet up. It's not precious, it's not telling you how you should behave. The reason why I chose a projector instead of a TV is that I didn't want a big bulky thing in the middle of the room or in the corner of the room blocking the use of the space. It fills the whole space and you really get that home cinema experience at home. And the adaptability was really important. During the day I want to be able to move all the furniture around and use my space as a photography studio where it's light and bright and I've got a blank canvas behind me. And in fact, that blank canvas, that large wall, is actually perfectly suitable to a projector because you need a plain blank wall to project onto. So it sort of suits different setups throughout the day. I might do a yoga class or a fitness class and project it onto the wall, and I've got loads of space to move about and do what I want. But then I might use it as a speaker during the day to listen to some music or a podcast. And then in the evening, the space can completely transform and it creates a different feel, a different ambience, and can really change and adapt to your mood. So when I talk about designing for well-being, I really want to design for all the senses, not just sight and how things look and the visuals. So with a projector, it actually creates less eye strain because the light isn't direct. So just thinking about that little ways that you experience the space to make you feel really comfortable and at ease. I've previously used the ViewSonic M2E projector, which was really great for moving completely around the house and particularly in the bedroom when you want to just have a lazy night with a film. The projector was super easy to set up. We don't need a projection screen. We didn't need to wall mount it or mount it on the ceiling. When it's not in use, we just put it on a sideboard, and when it's styled with books and magazines and a plant and a piece of art, it doesn't look like a massive piece of tech. It just blends into the background, it's really discreet, you wouldn't even really know it's there. The thing that particularly attracted me to the X2000 is the minimalist design. So I love that it's white and sleek and streamlined with the built-in soundbar in grey. It really fits with my aesthetic. It's ultra short throw, which means that we can put it really close to the wall. We use it in a couple of different ways. So if we want to just quickly put on a program for our daughter, we'll use screen mirroring from our phone using the built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. When we're watching films in the evening, sometimes we might not want to disturb our daughter sleeping upstairs. You can actually use the Bluetooth to connect your headphones, and then no one else around you is disturbed. And we live in a terrace block, so we don't want to annoy the neighbours too much with a completely surround system. The projector essentially gives you the home cinema experience all in one simple piece of tech with the soundbar and the projector all in one. It's been really lovely working with ViewSonic and designing around this viewing experience right from the beginning of the design stages, when we just had the sketches and the initial idea of this flexible open plan light space. I really have the motto, I think it's from William Morris, of have nothing in your home that you don't know to be useful or believe to be beautiful, and I think a projector really fits all those boxes. For me, it's all about the design of the product and having something which fits seamlessly into my home. But for my husband, he really rates the performance and is a movie and tech buff, so it suits us both. From the beginning, I really had this strong vision in my mind of us sitting in our beautiful new space, relaxing and enjoying it, and really making the most of all that hard work that we put into it. So now the projector is just that last little piece in the puzzle, which means we can finally make it our own and create a space that works for us.